Hey everybody, it's Melissa, and today I'm going to be giving you my honest opinion and full review of Vibrato by Sospiro, and I'm going to be letting you know if I like it better than Afternoon Swim by Louis Vuitton, alright? So what does Vibrato smell like? It's a very citrusy fragrance that also has some underlying powdery nuances, alright? So note-wise, you get things like bergamot, you get ginger, you get grapefruits, just like a blast of freshness, right? But then there's also those florals like jasmine, like magnolia, and then in the dry down there's musk and some patchouli. But to be totally transparent with you, I'm not really rocking with the powdery element to this fragrance and the florals. Now, of course, y'all have heard me talk about Afternoon Swim nonstop, and one of the praises that I give this fragrance is it's just so simple and likable. This is just a straight up orangey fragrance, and for some reason, it's very sexy. It's very appealing. It's not trying hard to be complicated or complex by any means, and that's just why I love it so much, and it's just a crowd pleaser. Whenever I wear this fragrance, everybody loves it. Everyone around me just loves this scent. Now, similarly, Vibrato is an easy to wear kind of niche fragrance. That's not a niche fragrance, it's designer. But this scent, it's good. The more that it wears on you, you're like, oh yeah, this is nice. But I still don't really like the powderiness. And that's just been a recurring thing with me and my taste with fragrances, is I just never have gotten down with powdery scents. There's something about them that, at least for me, I don't want to consistently wear. So I was actually wearing Vibrato nonstop earlier in August for about maybe 3-4 days. And the thing is, I was enjoying it. I'm like, yeah, you know what? I like this fragrance because on top of this being a nice citrusy scent, it has great performance. We're talking longevity of upwards of around 8 hours, and it will surpass 8 hours, especially if you apply it on clothes, and a little bit goes a long way. And on top of that, I didn't have this bottle yet, so I was only using, dang, I don't have the travel sample on my desk right now, but if you saw my unboxing video, the sample was like this small, and I would only do about 2 to 3 sprays of it, and this thing was carrying. So performance is something you don't have to worry about at all with this fragrance, which just leads me to compare it to Afternoon Swim. And just to completely answer your question, I much rather prefer Afternoon Swim in comparison to Vibrato, because in fact, I decided to wear this fragrance after the few days wearing this, and immediately at first sniff, I was like, it doesn't compare. Like, yes, there are comparisons to be made, but the thing is, and this is just me personally speaking, all right? And this is not a sponsored video, by the way. All thoughts and opinions are my own. But Afternoon Swim holds to my skin very well. Now, that I'm an outlier in that sense, because a majority of people that are always in my comment section complain about the longevity of Afternoon Swim. So when you're looking at both these fragrances and you care a lot about longevity, then yeah, I would say for you, go with something like Vibrato, because this has been consistent in terms of longevity with everyone that's basically been getting their hands on it. But for me, I'm lucky enough where I wore this yesterday and I still smelled it on myself 10 hours later. Like, I didn't have to put my nose to my wrist. In fact, I applied it behind each ear, the back of my neck, and then I did it on my shoulder blades, right? My shoulder blades, and then one spray just in the front of my shirt. But then I changed that shirt. So the only thing was the 3 sprays like on my neck. And it was still like, I could still smell it. And this thing from start to finish is just such a beautiful fragrance. I love it right when I first apply it, all the way until like I'm showering, trying to get that smell off, and then reapplying something else. But for the past 2 days, I've been wearing Afternoon Swim, and if you had to ask me, oh, which one would you pick if they were priced the same, I'm going Afternoon Swim every single time. All right. Again, that's just my personal preference with it. I'm not saying that you guys should go get this fragrance. In fact, I would probably say get this instead, just because it has, like, most people care about performance, and they don't really want to overspray it, and you will get it with this. In fact, I think Vibrato, and this is an EDP, this is an eau de parfum concentration, I think Vibrato does really well, like, with people in the niche fragrance game. All right, I haven't tried Tigar by Bulgari yet. I've made reviews on Arrakis by Spirit of Kings, and still, even with Arrakis, I liked it, but it was still too sharp. Afternoon Swim still takes the cake, right? So when I tried this fragrance, the more it dried down, the better it got for sure. And I think if you were to try this, you'd be like, oh, I could see this being a very likable fragrance. And there's probably those notes in this scent that are not present in Afternoon Swim that would make a niche fragrance lover fall more in love with this fragrance and find it to be the better option between the two. But from my experience of even just my personal taste, but also wearing this fragrance around other people, yes, it got some love, but it was nowhere to the extent of the type of love and attention I was getting from wearing Afternoon Swim. And both of these I find to be great summery fragrances. I know we're about to approach the end of August, but where I live, it's basically warm year round, right? So these fragrances can be worn in December, January, February, and it's not going to be an issue. It's not going to just completely fall off your skin. But yeah, I find this to be more of the niche lover's fragrance. I think if you're completely past designer, you won't even take a look at it anymore, then yeah, this is probably going to be the one for you. But just me sharing my experience with y'all about how I feel about it, and also how both of these fragrances have been received from people that I've been around, both strangers and people that know me personally. This one is definitely like it steps on Vibrato's neck. Again, this is in terms of the types of reactions that these fragrances get, right? So the one thing I will pull for with Vibrato is just the undeniable performance and longevity with this fragrance. The whole less is more approach. Like, you don't have to overspray the scent. You will be able to smell it. People will be able to smell it on you. You're not going to be like, damn, this completely fell off. Unless, of course, your skin chemistry just doesn't work with the fragrance. But for me, like, I already get amazing performance with Afternoon Swim. So there's nothing wrong with this scent. If it was the case where I couldn't notice this after 2 to 3 hours and this is like a $200-something fragrance, then yeah, you'd hear me complain about it a lot more. But because this holds so well to my skin and also my spray routine in general, I honestly feel like, yes, it's a skin chemistry thing, but y'all have seen my spray routine. Like, that has just worked wonders for me with any type of fragrance, with the exception of Pacific Rock Moss. But that was a sample I tried many months ago. I have a newer, I think the newer version of it that I will be making a video on. But it just holds so well. I love simple fragrances, but for all of you that crave that extra itch of complexity, just a little bit more of, I don't know, just a more unique, like still something likable, but more unique, then yeah, I would go with Vibrato for you. I think for all my niche lovers, go with this fragrance. For the people that generally just want to smell fantastic, go with this one, because I believe Vibrato is like a $300-something fragrance. This is the 100 ml. All right, so this is the 100 ml, and it's, I think I saw it somewhere for $375, which is wild. But when you think of niche fragrances in general, anything over upwards of $250, it's not really a shock. But for me, I'm gonna say for the third time, I'm always going back for Afternoon Swim. And I really want to try Tigar because I feel like that would be the only fragrance that would really be able to kind of compete with this scent, just based on what y'all have been telling me. All right, so anyways, if you've tried Vibrato, let me know what you think of it in the comment section. I do give this fragrance a thumbs up, but this one gets a double thumbs up. I just love it. All right, I hope y'all have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye.